Hello comrades, today we'll be talking about Fidel Castro, hero of the Cuban Revolution and total hunk. I already have a video on the revolution, so you can watch that here. I won't be covering that period in this video. With that being said, here's your introduction. Castro was born August 19th, 1926, the son of a sugarcane farmer. He was sent to Santiago de Cuba at the age of 6 and attended Jesuit schools and colleges until 1945, when he began studying law in Havana. An outspoken anti-corruption speaker, by 1947 he had become a charismatic figure in the Party of the Cuban People. In June of that year, Castro joined an ultimately futile expedition to the Dominican Republic in an attempt to overthrow Trujillo, a US-backed dictator. After he returned to Cuba, Fidel became a leading voice in the leftist student protests, and he slowly drifted more and more to the left. This made him a target, and after exposing links between criminal gangs and the government, he fled from political life, founding a law partnership after his graduation. Failing a run for Congress after centrist members of his party refused to back him, Fidel was nominated as a candidate for the House of Representatives. Shortly after, though, Batista seized power, and the revolution began. In the beginning of 1959, Castro's revolution had won. They entered Havana to cheering crowds, and it was decided that a provisional government should be formed. The moderate Manuel Lo was proclaimed president, and Castro was proclaimed representative of the armed forces. The new regime worked fast, its main priorities being corruption and removal of corrupt officials. All those elected in the rigged elections of 54 and 58 were banned from ever taking office again, and opposition parties were placed under a temporary ban. After swift revolutionary justice was brought upon those who had so long oppressed Cuba, Fidel travelled to Venezuela for an eventually fruitless oil deal. But in the meantime, the provisional government had closed down casinos and brothels, but failed to provide alternative work, leaving many unemployed. In shame, the Prime Minister Cardona resigned. Fidel was sworn in as Prime Minister not soon after, and began a drift to the left. Although outwardly claiming not to be a socialist, Fidel appointed Marxist-Leninists to many major positions. After a bloodless coup of the more conservative officials, the MLs gained most of the power over the government. This, along with the CIA funding anti-Castro militias, caused the Escambray Rebellion, a counter-revolution. Under Castro, Cuba increased literacy rates, provided free healthcare and education. The successes Cuba achieved and continues to achieve are so numerous, I literally can't fit it all in. But it's important to look back at leftism's favourite writers and revolutionaries with a critical eye. One of the failures of Castro in his early years was LGBT rights. Even before the revolution, homosexuality was illegal and enforced by police. This didn't really change after the revolution. Even when homosexuality was legalized in 1979, there was still a machismo culture which saw homosexuality and queerness in general as degenerate. This did change. In 1986, the Cuban government began a campaign to eradicate homophobia. This campaign was successful, and Cuba now leads the world in trans rights and bars discrimination in employment. But it's still important to remember this wasn't always the case. With that in mind, here's some words by the man himself.
Los revolucionarios cubanos, nuestro deber internacionalista. Así entiende nuestro pueblo sus deberes, porque entiende que el enemigo es uno, el mismo que nos ataca a nosotros en nuestras costas y en nuestras tierras, el mismo que ataca a los demás. Y por eso decimos y proclamamos que con combatientes cubanos podrá contar el movimiento revolucionario en cualquier rincón de la tierra.
Thanks for listening, comrades. This video is dedicated to Fidel Angel Castro Diaz-Balart, who sadly took his own life recently. I've put some suicide helplines up. If that's something that you're feeling, it's really important to speak to someone, to just tell someone how you're feeling. If you enjoyed this video, there's some more 3 minutes with here, and my video on the Cuban Revolution if you want a broader picture of what was happening during those elusive years. Thanks very much, comrades.